everyone, good evening. You're watching Express News with me, Nancy Kohli. Let's take a look at the top stories of the day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the third Global Potato Conclave at Gandhinagar, Gujarat through remote video conferencing. The Prime Minister said that the government is working on the various policy initiatives to double the farmers' income. He said that the government's focus is on promoting a network from field to distribution center so that farmers can get a good return. Prime Minister also said that in the coming 5 years, expenditure on irrigation and farm-related infrastructure will be increased for the benefit of the farmers. He also urged the scientists and researchers to work towards enhancing agriculture productivity. Prime Minister Modi attended an NCC rally in New Delhi. The event marks the birth anniversary of Field Marshal K.M. Kariappa. The function was also attended by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and the Chief of the Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat. An impressive parade by contingents belonging to various states as well as countries, cultural performances and other activities were held at the Kariappa Parade Ground. The coveted NCC Champion Directorate Trophy was won by Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Chandigarh Directorate. At the NCC event, Prime Minister Modi said that the abrogation of Article 370 was aimed at solving long-standing problems of Jammu and Kashmir. He accused Pakistan of conducting a proxy war in India and said that surgical strike and air strike were aimed at checking incidents of cross-border terror. Prime Minister said that due to efforts by the government, the incidents of insurgency have come down in the northeast region. Prime Minister Modi gave the example of recent tripartite agreement signed to resolve the border crisis in Assam. The 22nd meeting of the Central Zonal Council chaired by Union Home Minister Amit Shah was held at Atal Nagar, Nawar Raipur. The Chief Ministers along with Chief Secretaries and the senior officers of 4 states, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Chhattisgarh attended the meeting. Fighting Naxalism dominated the agenda of the meeting. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh reiterated that India is fully capable of giving firm response to cross-border terror. Delivering the keynote address at 12th South Asia Conference on India's Neighbourhood First policy, regional perceptions, Rajnath Singh said that Pakistan must take demonstrable steps against state-sponsored terror. 3 persons suspected of being affected by the coronavirus have been kept under observation at an isolated ward at the Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital in Delhi. 2 of the suspect persons had gone on a business trip to China while one was a student there. Their blood samples have been sent to the National Centre for Disease Control. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that the Indian Embassy in China is in contact with the Chinese government and all efforts are being made to evacuate the people, most of whom are students from Wuhan city. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan reviewed the status of preparedness against coronavirus with senior officers of the Health Ministry. The minister clarified that there is not even a single case of coronavirus confirmed in India. He added that those who are admitted in the RML hospital are being observed as a precaution. The Health Ministry has issued a helpline number for queries on novel coronavirus. A 24/7 call center is active for responding to queries on the China epidemic. Health Ministry has put up signage boards at various airports across the country advising passengers to self-report in case of any symptoms of the novel coronavirus. Thermal screening of the passengers who visited China is also being done at the airports. Airport authorities have also put up helpline numbers and email address for reporting of any suspected cases. A high-level delegation led by French Minister of Culture, Frank Riestem, and the Union Minister of Information and Broadcasting, Prakash Javadekar, today. Both the countries have decided to strengthen the existing cooperation in the field of information and broadcasting and to increase partnership in new areas. The Minister of Foreign and European Affairs of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg held a meeting with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar in New Delhi today. With the Delhi Assembly elections to be held on 8th of February, Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan campaigned for the BJP candidate from Motinagar constituency, Subhash Sachdev. Speaking with the media, the minister said that people will give a befitting reply to those who want to create a Shaheen Bagh-like environment in Delhi. Union Home Minister Amit Shah slammed Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, alleging poor infrastructure in the state-run schools of the national capital. Through a video on his Twitter handle, Amit Shah said that the claims of education revolution being brought by the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi stand exposed. Union Minister Prakash Javadekar said that the Modi government has taken several steps to deal with rising pollution levels and that even though the BJP is not in power in Delhi, still central government took the decision to give ownership rights in unauthorized colonies. Delhi Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Party leader Arvind Kejriwal held a roadshow in Gokalpuri ahead of the Delhi Assembly elections. The 12th Mine Safety Conference started today in New Delhi. On the occasion, Union Minister of Labour and Employment Santosh Kumar Gangwar said that the government is very serious about mine safety and no compromise will be made with regards to safety of the workers. Sharjeel Imam, former JNU student, has been arrested in Bihar on charges of sedition. Sharjeel Imam, an activist, triggered a row after a video of him giving a call to split the northeast region from India went viral. Assam's tableau has been adjudged the best tableau at the Republic Day parade, while Odisha and Uttar Pradesh jointly won the second best tableau. Preparations are in full swing for the 11th edition of the biennial mega defence exhibition DEF Expo 2020 to be held at Prayagraj between 5th and 9th of February this year. Prime Minister Modi will be inaugurating the DEF Expo 2020. The focus of this edition will be on digital transformation of the defence sector. Benchmark Sensex dropped 188 points to settle down at 40,966 in line with weak global sentiment triggered by the rapidly spreading coronavirus. Likewise, the Nifty closed 63.2 points down at 12,055. The Indian rupee appreciated by 10 paise to end at 71.33 against the US dollar as crude prices eased following concerns that oil demand will be hit amid rapid spread of coronavirus from China to other countries. Gold prices fell by 162 rupees to 41,294 rupees per 10 grams in the national capital amid rupee appreciation. Silver prices also dropped by 657 rupees to 47,870 rupees per kilogram from the previous close of 48,527 rupees per kilogram. Crude oil prices rose by 22 rupees to 3,805 rupees per barrel as speculators created fresh positions on spot demand. The growth trajectory for the Indian pharmaceutical industry is likely to remain at 10 to 13% in 2020-21. The expected growth in the next financial year is on the back of healthy demand from the domestic market given increasing spend on healthcare along with improving access. The Power Ministry has asked states to nudge their power regulators to reduce electricity retail tariff for prepaid consumers. The government aims to make all the electricity meters smart prepaid once in 3 years starting from 1st of April 2019 in a bid to cut transmission and distribution losses. The Green Skill Development Institute has been launched by the Center for Skill Development of about 7 million youth in environment, forestry, wildlife and climate change sectors by next year. Fiction inspired from real events, a good dose of comedy, romance, action and a positive message for society are some of the traits of the Minister of Minority Affairs Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi's new book Balwa. The Hindi book is first of Naqvi's 3-novel series to be out this year. European missile manufacturing company said it will showcase a range of advanced systems including the anti-tank guided missile system and the anti-ship missile system at the DEF Expo 2020 in Lucknow next month. Mexico's at-risk bees have found a new oasis in southern state of Oaxaca. Threatened by pesticides, intensive agriculture and the effects of climate change, a sanctuary of sunflowers set up by local farmers could be a literal lifesaver for the black and gold insects. The prestigious Michelin Guide awarded new stars in its 2020 France edition with 63 new restaurants entering the famous Red Book. Japanese chef Kei Kobayashi made history by being the first Japanese chef to be awarded 3 stars in France. The farmers in Madagascar's Zitisi province are harvesting a specialist coffee enhanced by bat spit in what may be the first time such coffee has been commercially produced in Africa. When wild bats chew on the beans, a reaction between the digestive fluids and the outside air results in coffee with a uniquely smooth flavor, according to customers, and that sends the prices even higher. British endurance swimmer and United Nations patron of oceans Lewis Gordon Pugh braved the freezing temperatures of East Antarctica. Lewis Gordon swam in Antarctica's icy rivers to raise awareness about the climate change. People who develop Parkinson's disease before the age of 50 may have been born with disordered brain cells that went undetected for decades. That's according to a study that paves the way for a potential drug to treat the condition. A team led by an Indian origin scientist, Kshitij Datta, has designed a new second-generation malaria vaccine that may offer protection against the parasite that causes the deadly disease. According to the India at Work report, work-life balance plays a key role in employees' performance at work. Factors such as commuting, employee-employer relationship, and flexi environment were found to affect the productivity of the employees. Indian Institute of Technology, Hyderabad, has said it has developed an essential oil-based drug delivery systems to treat fungal infections. This medication can even counter fungi that has developed resistance to conventional antifungal drugs. NASA, in collaboration with the European Space Agency, is launching a new spacecraft next month to snap the first pictures of the sun's north and south poles. According to researchers from Jaber Al Ahmad Hospital in Kuwait, weight loss surgery may reduce the risk of developing colorectal cancer by 1/3. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang visited Wuhan and inspected efforts to contain the epidemic. The Prime Minister also visited the construction site of a new hospital due to be built in a few days' time. Germany confirms first case of coronavirus. It has advised its citizens to avoid unnecessary trips to China and is also considering a possible evacuation of its nationals from Wuhan. The visuals show the hospital where the patient is being currently treated. Also in Cambodia, first case of coronavirus is being confirmed by the health minister. The patient is a Chinese man who came with his family from Wuhan to the country early this month. South Korean government has raised its infectious disease alert level after the country confirms fourth case of coronavirus. Country's health minister called on an emergency meeting and mounted for stern actions against the virus. Hong Kong also confirmed the 8th case of coronavirus after the city's leader declared that the financial capital would upgrade its preparedness to emergency levels to contain the virus. The Prime Minister of Thailand, which has confirmed most cases outside China, has said that coronavirus outbreak is under control. The Health Minister of Thailand also called an emergency meeting on Sunday with the Transport and Tourism Ministries to discuss the control measures. In the meantime, Russian tour operators have stopped selling package holidays to China due to prevailing health emergency there. Moscow has been in talks with China about evacuating Russian nationals from Wuhan and Hubei. Japanese government will send a chartered flight to Wuhan tonight to evacuate its nationals wishing to return home. The Japanese foreign minister said the government is also making arrangements for additional flights that will leave for Wuhan as early as tomorrow. And near back home, Sri Lankan government suspends granting of on-arrival visa for Chinese travellers. The move comes after a Chinese tourist was confirmed positive for coronavirus last evening. And now some news from South America. In Brazil, over 30,000 people have been displaced by heavy rains that killed at least 54 people and left 18 others missing. Evacuated people are being housed in makeshift shelters in churches, schools and fire stations, and state of emergency has been declared. Bolivia's former President Evo Morales slammed his successor, interim President Jeanine Áñez, as a coup monger and expressed concerns that the country's upcoming elections would not be transparent. In the wake of the International Holocaust Remembrance Day, a commemoration ceremony was held in Auschwitz concentration camp, Poland, to mark the 75th anniversary of the liberation of the camp. German President Steinmeier and Israeli President Rivlin were among more than a dozen heads of state who took part in the commemoration ceremony at the Gate of Death, Auschwitz. In Britain, Prince William paid tribute to the victims of the Nazi Holocaust during a memorial ceremony in London. The Duke of Cambridge read a letter penned by a friend of his great-grandmother who sheltered a Jewish family in her palace in the Nazi-occupied Greece. In Spain, Catalonia's parliament stripped the head of the region's pro-independence government, Quim Torra, of his rights as a regional lawmaker, angering a small group of supporters who scuffled with the police outside the assembly and set bins alight. In New Zealand, Prime Minister called for an election on 19 September as the leader seeks a second term. Ardern's centre-left Labour Party-led coalition came to power in 2017. With the impeachment trial going on, President Donald Trump's fellow Republicans in the U.S. Senate came under renewed pressure to allow witnesses in his impeachment trial while his defense team largely ignored the disclosures. U.S. President Donald Trump termed the allegations false in response to questions raised by John Bolton in leaked portions of an unpublished book manuscript by Bolton. The book undercuts Trump's versions of events in Ukraine affair. Backfiring the allegations, Trump's defense team targeted former Vice President Joe Biden, his son Hunter, and Burisma, the Ukrainian energy company, at the center of the impeachment storm. However, staying firm on their argument, Trump's defense team also said that the president acted on his constitutional authority, under his legal authority, and in national interest pursuant to his oath of office. U.S. President Donald Trump said that he will announce his long-delayed Middle East peace proposal and also believes that Palestinians will eventually go along with it in spite of their refusal to engage on the subject. Israeli centrist party leader Benny Gantz praised President Trump for drafting a Middle East peace deal and committed to help implementing it after Israel's March election. Amid southern Africa's worst drought in the years, locals trekked to open wells to take their chances with dirty water in Zimbabwe. The shortage of water exacerbates an economic crisis in Zimbabwe, in which supplies of essentials such as fuel, medicine, and food have also been running dry. Angolans spoke out after a fraud investigation took a turn as the country's authorities said they could issue an international arrest warrant for billionaire Isabel dos Santos. The investigation follows alleged mismanagement and misappropriation of funds against dos Santos while she was the chairwoman of state oil firm Sonangol. Sophia Kenin kept a breakthrough run going on the Australian Open on Tuesday, defeating Tunisia's Ons Jabeur in straight sets 6-4, 6-4 to reach the first Grand Slam semi-final of her career. Ashley Barty will play 14-seeded American Sophia Kenin in the Australian Open semi-finals after world number 1 defeated Petra Kvitova in the straight sets. Roger Federer pulled off one of the greatest escapes of his career, saving 7 match points to come from 2 sets down and beat Tennis Sandgren for a place in the Australian Open semi-finals. Veteran Leander Pace's last Australian Open outing came to an end after he and partner Jelena Ostapenko were knocked out of the mixed doubles competition, going down in straight sets to Jamie Murray and Bethany Mattek-Sands. England completed a 3-1 series victory with a 191-run win in the fourth and the final test against South Africa at the Wanderers Stadium. World Championships bronze medalist Sai Praneeth notched up his first win of the season while world number 2 Tai Tzu Ying continued her winning streak in Bengaluru Raptors match against Pune 7 Aces in the Premier Badminton League. Two-time champions ATK earned a dramatic 1-0 win over Northeast United FC and reclaimed the top spot in the Indian Super League. Nick Kyrgios wore a Lakers number 8 jersey to honor Kobe Bryant ahead of a fourth-round match against Rafael Nadal at the Australian Open. A fine second test century by Sean Williams enabled Zimbabwe to dominate the opening day of the second test against Sri Lanka in Harare. Nobel laureate Abhijit Banerjee said he's hopeful his acclaimed randomized control trial experiment could help the sportspersons to perform at their best. On a lighter note, Ricky Ponting got the nickname punter for putting bets on dog races, the former Australia captain Shane Warne said. Senior New Zealand pacer Tim Southee feels India are becoming better and better away from home, and a reflection of that is their performance in the ongoing T20 series. Football greats Didier Drogba, Emile Heskey and Park Ji-sung will headline a charity match in Australia to raise money for the bushfire relief. A ruthless India are expected to seal their maiden T20 international series win in New Zealand in only a special comeback from the struggling hosts in the third game. No one sits on the seat that Mahendra Singh Dhoni made his own in the team bus, revealed India leg spinner Yuzvendra Chahal, saying that the talismanic former skipper is missed by the side. NBA superstar LeBron James said he was heartbroken and devastated over the death of Kobe Bryant while vowing in an Instagram post to continue Bryant's championship legacy with the Los Angeles Lakers. Indian Grandmaster R. Praganandadha's 5-match winning spree came to a halt after the teenager went down to China's Wang Hao in the 7th round of the Masters category at the 18th Gibraltar Chess Festival. Batting coach Vikram Rathore called the new generation of Indian cricketers incredible and said the team management has already identified the core of the players for the T20 World Cup in October-November. Indian wrist spinner Ravi Bishnой's repertoire of skills will meet a match in Australian Tanveer Sangha's variations in a face-off between two talented Greekers during the quarter-final of the ICC Under-19 World Cup. Mikel Arteta hailed Arsenal's youngsters after Bukayo Saka and Eddie Nketiah fired their side into the FA Cup fifth round with a 2-1 win against Bournemouth. New Zealand leg spinner Todd Astle has announced his retirement from first-class cricket to focus on the limited overs format, ruling him out of the upcoming two-match unofficial Test series against India A starting 30th January. India's Esau Albon has bagged a gold in the men's Korean individual event of the six-day Berlin tournament. The 18-year-old finished on top of the podium, earning 20 classification points. After Prime Minister Modi, superstar Rajinikanth is all set to feature in an upcoming edition of Ace Adventure Bear Grylls' Man vs. Wild show, for which the shooting has begun in Karnataka's Bandipur forest. Veteran filmmaker P. Bharati Raja revealed recently that the former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.G. Ramachandran wanted to produce the movie adaptation of Ponniyin Selvan with Kamal Haasan and Sridevi in the lead. The 5-volume historical novel is currently being adapted for the large screen by Mani Ratnam. Veteran actress Jamila Malik, known for her critically acclaimed roles in a handful of movies in Malayalam, Tamil and Telugu besides television serials, passed away at her house in the wee hours today. She was 73 and was suffering from age-related ailments for quite some time. Ajay Devgan, after Tanhaji, the unsung warrior, is all set for his next movie, Maidan, a sports drama dedicated to the golden years of Indian football. Ajay Devgan unveiled the teaser poster of the movie. Veteran actor Rishi Kapoor and Deepika Padukone will soon be seen together in the Indian adaptation of the 2015 Hollywood film The Intern. Both the actors took to Twitter and announced the film on their respective handles. Actor David Schwimmer has ruled out reviving his hit sitcom Friends, as he feels the cast have all moved on. Speculation that the series could be revived has been raised since HBO officials shared they were in discussions with the cast about some form of reunion program. Disney's 1942 classic Bambi is the latest film that is set to get the live-action treatment at the studio. The new film will employ the same photorealistic CGI used by Disney in the two recent remakes of The Jungle Book and The Lion King. Shooting of the film The Batman has commenced. Director Matt Reeves took to Twitter to announce the beginning of the first schedule of the much-anticipated Warner Brothers film that features Paul Dano as the Riddler, Colin Farrell as Penguin, and Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. Paramount Pictures is developing two new films in the Transformers franchise after the success of spin-off Bumblebee. The franchise is based on the 1980s toy range, and both the movies will feature new cast. Bumblebee was the last Transformers film to hit the theaters. And with that,